Welcome to KeepITRealStudios, the only channel on YouTube that keeps it real.
A characters whose evil actions or motives are important to the plot. The villain. Every great story needs a villain. Someone who doesn't oppose the hero, but defines them. Villains have the power to ignite fear, spark anger, and even have a kind of stray respect gathered from the audience. They challenge everything we believe in and force our heroes to rise above it. Whether it's through raw power, twisted ideology, or even psychological warfare. The best villains always leave an unforgettable mark. And in today's video, we're going to be diving deep into some of the greatest villains that we've seen in the past decades. Not just in movies, TV shows, but across all forms of media. Thanos. When it comes to modern-day villains, Thanos isn't just at the top of the mountain. He is the mountain. What made Thanos so terrifying wasn't just his brute strength, or the fact that he collected all 6 Infinity Stones. But when it came down to it, it was just his mindset. This guy genuinely believed that he was the hero in his own story. Even though this man wanted to commit genocide, he felt that he was right. And the strangest part is, he actually was kinda right. He thought wiping out half of the universe was an act of mercy. This truly made him very impalpable, because he experienced this in his own world. And he said what would happen did come to pass. What made Thanos such a great villain is, he just didn't crave power, but his beliefs and actions were morally justified. In Avengers Infinity War, we saw a villain who was calm, calculated, and frighteningly focused. He beat the Avengers not only physically, mentally, but also emotionally. And he never let them forget who won. Even after the Avengers defeated Thanos, his impact truly left a scar in each of them that they had to go back in time to kind of refix everything. For a whole year, audiences sat down with the reality that the bad guy came out on top for the first time in the MCU. This is what makes Thanos one of the greatest villains in the past decade. He truly changed the game. And ever since Thanos just truly showed himself on the big screen in Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, the MCU truly hasn't been the same. I want you to close your eyes. Imagine the most terrifying villain of all time. I want you to also give him godlike abilities and multiply it by 10. And I want you to know that person you just thought of doesn't hold anything up against the next person on this list. We have Conquest from Invincible Season 3. Conquest is a different kind of monster. Unlike any other villain we've seen throughout the show, he has a twisted sense of balance, peace, and this guy's all about violence, domination, and pure destruction. In Invincible Season 3, when Conquest shows up, he shows up at the worst timing. And it's just a chilling sense that someone is about to die brutally. What makes him so terrifying isn't just his physical power, but it's mixed with his cold, relentless attitude. He doesn't care about critical damage. He doesn't care about life. All he cares about is asserting Viltrumite's supremacies. And if you're in the way, you're done. His impact in Season 3 is brutal, fast, and unforgettable, leaving fans shocked, shaken, and every time he was on screen, he just truly made an impact that fans would never forget. What makes Conquest probably one of the greatest villains to me was, he destroyed our main protagonist, beat him up left and right, and gave him motivation to keep fighting. That is so twisted, I couldn't believe it. I almost had to turn off my screen. Conquest goes into this long monologue about how everybody is scared of him, how nobody wants to be his friend. Man, Conquest is probably one of the best villains that I've seen in a long time. Just his brutality, his storyline, the presence that he has. Conquest is truly one of the greatest villains that we've seen in a long time. The next person on the list is somebody so diabolical, ruthless, relentless, that makes Conquest and Thanos look like saints. And we have Cheng from the Karate Kid. Cheng might not be the first name people think of when it comes to iconic villains, but if you really look at it, that man was scary. He wasn't just a school bully. This guy was a maniac. The way he targeted Dre from day one wasn't just about teenage antics, it was a lot deeper. It was about intimidation, domination, and emotional warfare. What made Cheng such a strong villain in the Karate Kid was how he really felt. He represented every kid's fear, from being an outsider, from being targeted for being different, and the way he kept coming back. He made him feel like a threat that wouldn't just go away. Cheng was truly a crazy and interesting character. When I first watched the Karate Kid movie, I wanted to go into the movie, get a bat, and beat him with it. Cheng was such a strange and iconic character that even when I see him, I get mad. Just look at him. Don't you just want to fight him? Cheng, truly an underrated villain, and I'll never forget. The next person on the list is probably one of the worst, most diabolical, craziest villains of all time. He himself will make the devil want to convert back into Christianity. And I'm simply talking about Randy Orton in 2009. For all my WWE fans, you already know. I don't even need to go into detail. But for the people who aren't too familiar with Randy Orton in 2009, sit down and let me educate you. Randy Orton in 2009 was the peak of evil in WWE. The Viper wasn't just a heel, he was an absolute menace. From potting legends in the head to attacking the McMahon family, Randy Orton blurred the lines between villainy and real-life discomfort. Every week he did something that made fans generally hate him. It wasn't just about winning matches, it was about psychological warfare. He truly manipulated people, turned on his allies, and struck when nobody expected it. Easily one of the most intense rivalries that we've seen in the WWE history was when he was going up against Triple H. This man truly handcuffed him, attacked his wife, and kissed her on national television. And to this day, it's one of the most popular videos on YouTube. Randy Orton truly brought something sadistic when he was in 2009. This is the type of villain that doesn't just want to beat you. He wants to hurt you and make you suffer. And that's what made 2009 Randy Orton truly special. He wasn't just a wrestling heel. He was one of the most compelling villains that we've seen in the last decade on any form of media. A great villain is somebody who can entice fear, anger, or emotion to the audiences. Someone who can really be the driving force of the story. I truly believe that every great hero deserves a villain, or any great story deserves a villain. A villain is somebody who truly can just change up the whole story and change up the whole dynamic and make it a lot more entertaining for us audiences to witness. A villain isn't somebody who isn't just bad. A villain is somebody who has his own ideas and own beliefs and sticks to it, whether people disagree with it or not. A great villain is somebody who will always have something to do within the plot and always kind of contradict the hero and make them step outside of their comfort zone and make them realize what the possibilities of what they could become in itself. Overall, that's why I kind of wanted to make today's video. I truly believe that villains are just a pivotal point in any form of media. If you want something great or want something to watch, you definitely need a good villain to entice and make the story better. But overall, that's kind of it for today's video. Please comment down below some of your greatest villains of all time. Some villains who do you think deserve to be on this list. But that'll be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to keep it real.